Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests joining us today. I've been seeing a lot recently.
That's right.
We got the brother Derrick Lewis from Pepsi. Welcome, brother.
What's up, brother? Good
He's
seeing
also
you again.
He went to the real HUE, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's
Real
what
HU.
University, just so you know. We have Pinky Cole.
What's up? How's
How's it going?
I'm doing good. I
doing
feel
well?
good. I'm happy to be here.
You look happy. You look good.
I'm very happy.
All right, so then we got Derrick Hayes. What up, brother?
What's up, bro?
You ain't bring no cheesesteaks today, bro?
Hey, man. No, but I got you next time. Definitely happy
We
to
about
be
to just
here,
start
though.
walking with food.
I know, right? I gotta bring some food.
I know you can't be coming here without my burger.
Right.
So now, Derrick, what's going on? Because I mean, what you doing
Which
for
Derrick?
a lot of the Derrick, huh?
Right. It's
Oh,
two.
which
It's two
Derrick?
Derricks.
Lewis.
Yeah.
OG
Yeah.
Derrick Lewis. Oh, what you
Oh, the OG. Okay, I'm the OG. I got you.
So what you've done with Pepsi is amazing. I mean, you brought Pepsi to a lot of the HBCUs, a lot of the black events, and you're giving back to the different colleges and just our community. So how did that get started?
Well, let me start with She Got Now. You were obviously part of that back at Hampton a couple weeks ago, which is outstanding. So for the third year now, in partnership with Essence, we brought back She Got Now back to campus. It's a multi-tiered program, and so it's really focused on celebrating, supporting, and honoring young black women who are in HBCUs, right? And so the main thing that we focused on, obviously at the Activation Homecoming, was around internships that we talked about. But before that, let me get started with how we got here. You think about what's happening in corporate America, really, across the board, is the underrepresentation of black women in the space, right? And so before we got to all the events of 2020 and what's happened since then, we were already on this journey to go actively recruit and promote black women inside the workplace, diversity holistically, but certainly a focus on black women. And so when we developed that idea 3 years ago, we started that program. She Got Now. It's in the third year. We've got women that are now full-time hires inside the corporation. So it's a multi-pronged approach at really driving equality around these pillars of people, business, and community. And our special guests here also been a big part of that. But we were excited to get that off the ground. It's been tough with homecomings this year, navigating through all the pandemic restrictions and protocols, but I think the event at Hampton was a wonderful success. We got a lot of applicants. We're going to have a big event down in Florida Classic here on November 20th. That'll also be a big blowout. We're going to be actively recruiting, and then obviously the websites are live, so at essence.com/She Got Now. So we're looking for thousands of students to apply, and we're going to land 12 internships for the summer, and we're going to look to gather as many of those. Hopefully all of them will come back with full-time status.
Before we get to Pinky and Derrick, YG Derrick, young OG. how did a brother get in such a high position in Pepsi? Because that's a position that you just never would think you would see a brother or black person in. Right? You would think it's the good old boys. They'll never let us in. So talk about how you got to Pepsi and how you got to that position in Pepsi, because that's something that we don't rarely see.
Yeah, you're right. I'm an OG. I grew up in the Chocolate City, man. So I'm a DC boy. Grew up back in the 70s and early 80s. I was only one of really six in my family to actually make it and get it to college and get through college. But, hey, look, Hampton was a special place. It really laid a foundation for my life. And the experiences is why I'm so committed to HBCUs and experiences, because it really transformed my life. You got to think about it. Went to Hampton. I was a business major, so I wanted to major in business management. I did that successfully, graduated with a business management degree. Pledged Kappa. Yo to all my noops out there. Got to throw some love to my noops out there. I was voted Mr. Business Club. It's the only election I probably ever won in my life. But I was Mr. Business Club. I got to run the business club school, which was a big dream of mine. I met my wife there, back on campus, right? And we've been happily married for 29 years, and right? So you think about the foundation. And I got my job with Pepsi. And it was interesting because the first time I interviewed with Pepsi, I wasn't on my A game. I was hanging out, partying, thinking I could just show up at the interview, and I got rejected. I got a rejection letter from them. It was it was devastating to me because it's a company I really, really wanted, because I knew it was a company that really supported the growth of African Americans. You could see it inside with some of the executives and some of the structure they had set up. So when I got that letter, and I had other job offers, but Pepsi was where I really wanted to go, and I knew it was disappointing. They came back a second time. I absolutely made sure I was ready to go for that interview. I got that interview. I got accepted, and the rest is history. And so I've been there now 33 and a half years. Wow. I've lived all over the country. I've done a tremendous amount of different roles, whether they're operating roles, selling roles, headquarter roles. I've been very impactful on the diversity agenda. I've been co-chairing advisory board, sponsor for Mosaic Group. Now I'm front and center helping leading this REJ, racial equality journey that we're on. And it's been fantastic. I feel obligated to lean in I've been given so many opportunities and breaks and blessings that I never thought I could dream so big. But
Can I give you your flowers real quick though? I'm sorry, I gotta interject because I'm sitting here and you talking and I'm like, so in the hallway we talked about like we ain't supposed to be here, right? So to see a black man that's educated, that's not seen as a threat in such a high space like that, like that's big. To be able to be on a platform like this and be able to speak to people, a mass group of people, and be able to make decisions, sound decisions for things that can happen, like that ain't nothing to play with.
Nothing at all.
So like he's being modest. Like that's like, yeah, you know, I've done this. That's great, but like you the shit.
No, thank you.
And always putting people in position too.
Yes.
And putting people in position, like I admire that, and to even be in your atmosphere right now, like
Well, it's
I
important
just
to walk
feel
the talk.
honored to be here.
You got to walk the talk.
Yeah.
I'm true on walking the talk, keeping it real. I keep it real
Yeah.
too. You get to know me, I keep it real. You guys know me.
Yeah.
I keep it real, but walking the talk is real important to me. So it's been a tremendous blessing. There's still a lot of more work to go do. I feel the responsibility to carry this forward. I will carry this forward and make the impact that I know that I can make, that I know our company can make, and I know our community can make. And so, count me as one of those all-in guys. We'll make sure things happen.
That's dope.
Now, Pinky,
that?
Slutty Vegan.
That's me.
Now, let's talk about your creation of Slutty Vegan. It's a phenomenon now. First of all, how did you get into it, and how did you get the name Slutty Vegan?
And delicious, absolutely amazing. She bought me a
Thank you.
burger for me to try, and I was
Today?
like,
I
no,
remember,
not
we
today.
met at the
but when
Revolt Summit.
Yeah,
So
when
how
I
you
was
gonna bring
in.
her burger and not me a
Listen.
burger?
When I was in Atlanta, the line was so long at her food truck. I wanted to go
Yeah.
over there because I've been hearing about Slutty Vegan, and I was like, I didn't have time. But she actually had somebody come. They brought me the burger, and I killed it. And
You know
posted
what
it.
I did to make sure that you got that burger? Like
It was delicious.
when you're really hungry about your dream, the fact to be here. So let me give you some background.
There you go.
I started Slutty Vegan in 2018. And before that, I already had my dream job. I was a casting director for one of the biggest shows. I was a producer for the Maury Show. Like I was in TV.
Maury.
You are the
You
father.
are not the father.
Emmy is definitely the father. 6 times.
You are the father. But yeah, so like I worked in TV, so I had my dream job already. But I opened up a restaurant in Harlem back in the day, and I was selling jerk chicken. I was a vegan selling jerk chicken, right? But I knew that wasn't in alignment with who I was. Long story short, had a grease fire, lost everything. Car got repoed, apartment got evicted out of it, literally. And I'm the person that everything that I touched turned to gold. So this time I'm like, damn, I lost that. What am I going to do? So I got an opportunity to work on a big TV show on the OWN network. And they moved me to Atlanta from LA. So I'm in Atlanta, and in my head, I'm just like, damn, I want some vegan late night food. And shout out to all the vegan restaurants in Atlanta. Great food, but a lot of them closed early. So I was sitting there, and I came up with Slutty Vegan like a light bulb, right? I called my friends. I'm like, what y'all think about this idea? They said they loved it. The next thing I did was start researching everything. And again, I had no idea that this would be one of the hottest concepts in the country. And 3 years later, I went from being in a ghost kitchen to having 2 food trucks to having 4 locations to be about to open up 20 locations, all because
I
of a
love
simple idea that I came up in my bedroom with, right? I'm from East Baltimore, right? We don't really make it all the way up here. But to be able to do that and help people reimagine food is so necessary for our community. So I'm excited what Slutty Vegan has done. Like, it's more than just burgers, pies, and fries, right? I don't just sell food no more. Like, I really inject the cultural capital into the community through an ecosystem to help other people win.
You did something with Shake Shack too, right? You guys did a
Yeah.
collab. And I saw that you were giving people money during the pandemic, other restaurant owners.
Absolutely.
So I paid the rent for local restaurant owners. I donated fruits and vegetables to the whole community. I gave out coats. I gave out money. I helped pay the balances for 30 college students at Clark Atlanta University. Shout out to CAU. And me and Derrick, together we just launched an initiative where we're helping every single black man in Atlanta get life insurance that they don't have to pay for.
Wow.
They choose their own beneficiary. They choose their policy.
No
We don't
gimmicks.
get nothing from
No
it.
How does that work?
It worked, but how I just said it worked. Like
No,
they
I'm
get-
saying, like, how can these black men in Atlanta get?
Oh, they can go to pinkygivesback.com and you can sign up and you can get the life insurance, because a lot of times, let's keep it real, a lot of black men have died that have not had life insurance. We paying for fish fries. We paying for
GoFundMes.
GoFundMes.
Yeah,
Right.
and that burden
So-
goes on their family. That's
Yeah,
right.
so
Yeah.
what we do as business people and entrepreneurs, new age entrepreneurs, I laugh with him all the time. And I say, like, we rappers, we just don't drop bars, right? Like we are just as relevant in the culture, just like a rapper, somebody that's hot. So what we do, we inject that into the community and find problems and help to use our platform to find solutions, and that's what we do.
Now, Derrick is the reason, Derrick Hayes is the reason why I gained some weight in the last couple of weeks. I was minding my business on Hampton campus, waiting for my cheesesteak, and he said, Envy, the cheesesteak ain't ready. It's going to take about 10 minutes, but take these egg rolls. And I done had about 10 egg rolls, and now I gained about 7 pounds. Right? Thank you, brother. Now talk about how you got into the business that you have.
So, for one, my journey is like a roller coaster. I come from West Philly. People from West Philly, we go-getters. I would say Philly period, we go-getters. Mm-hmm. So when I came to Atlanta, I wanted to do something. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to get out the streets. I wanted to be a culture and impact. Mm-hmm. So I started, it was called Days Philly Water Ice. All I sold was water ice. And then I started selling cheesesteaks in 2016. I named my business after my father. He passed away from lung cancer. Mm-hmm. So I actually watched my dad take his last breath. Mm. So for me, it was never about the money. I just wanted to be impactful. I said, there's people that's going to get successful in life. You're going to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But what impact did you make behind the money? Mm-hmm. So when I started, people started paying attention to me. And shout out to Eve, because Eve was one of the first celebrities that ever supported me. EVE? Wow. She from Philly,
was here last week, yeah.
Yeah, so she definitely was a big part of my story, because when I started in that 749 square foot gas station, I literally thought that I was going to have lines out the door when I brought a cheesesteak to Atlanta, but I ain't have no lines. So I'm like, damn, what am I going to do? I came here with a bunch of money. I partied it all away, and this is the last thing I got is my dream. Mm-hmm. So, she knew somebody that was connected, and then she came through and she said, I'm not going to bite this sandwich, and they not going to get it if it's not official. So she bid it, and next thing you know, she posted on her social media networks. I started having lines.
Wow.
And
every day.
But the thing is, out of all the lines, I used to pull up to my locations and no lie, because I felt like nobody believed in my dream. I was around a lot of success, but I didn't want to ask nobody for nothing. So I wanted to get it on my own. So I used to pull up my locations when they started being busy, and I would literally drop a tear in the car like, damn, I really did it. Somebody like me, tattoos all over my body. I'm sitting at the table now with billionaires. I'm getting respected differently because I believed in my dream, and I ain't give up because I believed in the impact. I ain't never chased the money. I chased the impact to the community. So even like when the pandemic hit, I was giving out 1,000 meals to the community, no charge at all, because I know these are the people are the reason why I'm here. Mm-hmm. And then I start feeding the hospitals every single day. Everything I do is for an impact purpose. It's never for an award to say, I'm glad you did this, all that IG stuff, I don't live for that. I live for the real impact in these communities on what's really going on out here. So when they speak of Derrick Hayes, when they speak of Big Dave Cheesesteaks, that's what I'm about. I'm about bringing up the impact in the communities. And that's why now I got 90 employees right now. 2 locations about to have egg rolls and everywhere.
Need
so
a button like me.
you got the egg rolls everywhere. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's really how I built my dream. There's a lot coming with it. And I'm going to keep on impacting the communities. I'm going to keep on putting on for Philly and just keep on representing the right way.
What makes it so easy? I ain't going to say easy. What made you guys continue to move on, right? Because it's easy to be like, I can't get funding. I ain't got the money. Where am I going to get the money from? This is difficult. This is hard. This person had a brother that helped them out. Mm-hmm. This person had a father. This person knows this rapper. Like, how did you say, you know what? I'm just going to grow.
I got a good one.
Go ahead. Because she going to start.
This us all the time. Yeah. Hold up. Let me tell you something about me. I'm so confident in myself. The 2 things are either going to happen. Either you're going to love me or you're going to be intimidated by me, right? You're going to love and be inspired or you're going to be intimidated. And when you talk about success and growing and scaling a business, because it's one thing to have a business,
correct,
but to scale a business, which I'm doing right now, that is scary. That's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my life. You literally got to create systems and put processes in place and duplicate them everywhere you go.
Right.
So what keeps me going is the fact that I believed in myself so much as a kid that I was going to get here. You going to give up now? Mm-hmm. Why you here? Like, success is not just money. It's about how you can paint a picture and tell a story that anybody can do it. Mm-hmm. Anybody that can do it, that want to do it. Like, you want to be successful, you want to have a business, you want to be on the radio, believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, that manifestation is real.
Right.
And I'm so confident about that, and that's why I continue to win. Whether I'm in the room with some thousandaires or whether I'm in the room with some billionaires, Small companies, big companies. I believe in me so much, and that's really what keeps me driving and keeps me hungry.
One thing you said earlier that's so true also is the research, right?
Yeah.
Because you talked about how you had never done this before, but you sat down and did the research because it's not, you manifest it, but then you also really have to put the work in.
You gotta put the work in, right? I was telling Derrick, OG Derrick, earlier today, like, it's one thing to do it. It's another thing to put your money where your mouth is, put your research where you're, like, do the work. And when you do the work, you will see the success. The reason why you Envy and you Angelique and Charlamagne and everybody else is at this point in life is because we were consistent about doing the work. When everybody else wanted to party and have fun, you focus. I got to go in the booth. I got to go in the studio. I got to get better. I got to find ways. And we use this. And when you use your brain, your brain can take you places that your mind can't even imagine.
It's a lot of sacrifice.
It's a lot of sacrifice.
It is, but the reward gonna be greater later because when you see people, you know, and no shade to nobody at party, but you gotta know when to party at the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
When your shit ain't together, why you out there blowing the bag? You gotta be out here trying to break generational curses. And see, we use this whole thing where it's so trendy now, where everybody like I'm breaking the generational curses, where it just sound cool. But what are you really doing to break it?
Right.
Yeah,
Because you got
that's a
everybody in this world got vice. Everybody. You literally have to put your vice to the side like you going to rehab to be able to get your life together, to be able to get to the next level. So if you don't be able to do that, you're going to stay stagnant. You're going to be in the spinning wheel like a guinea pig. You're going to keep going on around. Yeah. If you was trying to save $100,000 and in a weekend you blowing 5 or 6 every weekend in the club, you ain't going to never get to the $100,000.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to have discipline on what you want, and that start with patience. Nobody in life can get to the next level without patience.
Yeah.
Once you get the patience and you get the used to the people stunting and you say, it's cool because guess what? I'm going to be there. And it's not going to feel like no 360. I'm going to stay there because I'm going to build my foundation that's going to build generational income, that's going to build residual income each month, that's going to be able to take care of all your dreams and your bills that you need to do. And now, if you got kids, they straight. So I think all that comes with being patient and being yourself and learning that you don't got to fit in with everybody to look cool and really build the foundation and really build what you want in life. So at the end, you could be happy at what you left behind. Because any man that I would tell any man this: you ain't a man until when you leave this world, you still taking care of your kids from the casket.
Right. That's
You know
why
what I'm
this
saying?
insurance.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this life insurance. That's why we're doing
You know how
it.
many people we all know who have passed away that did not, and they could have been successful, but then they passed away and you realize they didn't have life insurance.
Or the
Yeah.
bag wasn't there.
Right.
Like, their finances wasn't together.
Because it's just not about life and death either. It's about financial literacy, knowing that you can pull against your policy.
Right.
Like a lot of black people don't know that. And I'm
Nah.
just speaking from experience. So now we are being the change that we wish to see. to
Square
make
One
those changes.
campaign is the life insurance campaign that me and Pinky we doing right now, and it's no gimmicks behind it. If you're a black man, you come in there and sign up. If you make $30,000 less than income, we're trying to sign up 25,000 black men by year 23, and we got other programs in it. If you was literally built up born in the hood, 9 times out of 10 you might got PTSD. You done seen somebody get shot, or you done lost a loved one. You done lost one of your homies from the sandbox. I know I lost a lot of people in my life. So, you know, it's moments where I might go into a situation when I go into like a mode of depression where you're thinking about your loved ones you lost, your friends and all that. And this program actually make me say, damn, I'm making an impact because I know that it's a single mother out there that might got 7 kids and one of her kids get murdered. It's sad to say, but it's a burden because she might don't have the financial resources to put her kid in the ground.
Right, absolutely.
So we actually helping with that. So I think us being restaurant owners, that's just something to the side. Me and you, we was built to save lives and help communities. We using the restaurant as a stepping stone to who we really are, and that's what I think it is.
Absolutely. Now, Derrick, OG Derrick.
OG Derrick.
Now, did they call you and they say, hey, Derrick, hey, and it's going to sound so crazy, hey, we got these acts we're thinking about doing for Super Bowl halftime. What do you think about these artists? Do they reach out? Does Pepsi reach out to you?
It's a collaboration. I'm not certainly not involved, but the guys in New York are very involved with the collaboration, obviously with the NFL and obviously ultimately the artist and putting all it together. I'm super excited about the show coming up. I think it's going to be certainly one of the most anticipated.
I think so too.
Can't wait to be on the ground in LA. Hopefully all of us are out there together. We can certainly have a good time, but really, really exciting platform. So super excited for LA, for the excitement back. We'll have obviously full fans from what it looks like it'll be there. So yeah, no, but there's a complete collaboration
What's
on
next?
that type of effort.
And what's next for Pepsi? Because I know Pepsi does so much. The She Got Now campaign, all the stuff they do for the HBCUs, all the scholarships that they do. What's next for Pepsi that people could say, hey, I need to get in on this and maybe help myself?
Well, look, I mean, it's constantly moving, right? The bar is constantly moving for us, right? If you think about this REJ, racial equality journey we're on, the key pillars are people, business, and community. And I think, the people, it goes without saying, we're trying to drive representation, and we're trying to certainly affect and impact culture that's inside our company and outside our company. If you get to this business pillar, you really are focused on how do you drive support for Black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses in total, but Black-owned businesses. In this case, this Digging platform, I think, is very special because it's really created the impact of driving economic impact for the Black consumers and certainly the Black restaurant owners that are out there. I think it's great for us to do that. And then you go to this community pillar, and it's all about Pepsi Stronger Together. Look, we've leaned in so many different ways. What started out as a response to COVID now has evolved to many, many different ways. There's educational platforms, sustainability platforms, different cause-related platforms, domestic abuse, de-escalation training with law enforcement. I mean, we are tailoring the needs to those communities at large. Mm-hmm. And so we want to make a difference. We want to put smiles on faces of those, and certainly the ones that are most underserved. And we've seen a lot of that, right? And so it's our time really, I say, lean in. Mm-hmm. Is one of the really strong words I would use. And it's great to have partners like Derrick and Pinky to help come along because they're part of the journey end to end. They're not just part of the Black-owned restaurant part. That's certainly a center and a core of why we have our relationship, but it's beyond that. They were very involved with She Got Now. They want to help us with our recruitment strategy. Yeah. We want to help recruit for their industry and their organization. So we're talking about strategic ideas on that. Pepsi Stronger Together. Pinky came up big at the NBA All-Star Game. We did a big activation in Atlanta where we focused Slutty Vegan on serving healthcare workers in that community. You can go back to the time, the beginning of the year, how difficult the environment was, and she leaned in. We served thousands of meals to healthcare workers.
Was it difficult for Pepsi to get involved? Because, when you go to a lot of these other schools, not HBCUs, these big colleges, you see all these big brand names, whether it's car dealership, or car manufacturers, or soda companies, or liquor companies, or whatever it may be. They always sponsor the big schools, whether it's the Duke, it's the UCLA. True. You don't really see that at HBCU. And me going to HBCU, I'd never seen that until now. Like there was never no big sponsors at the school, So was it difficult to get Pepsi aboard for that? No.
I mean, look, again, we've been doing that work before. I've been a champion of HBCUs for years. I've gone there, right? And so what happened, I think, as a result of 2020, is we've been able to amplify it. Mm-hmm. And so we've been able to get more resources, being at the table with the senior executives in the company, right? The idea to scale up now. Now it's time to scale up. And so we've just leaned in more than what we had before. I mean, we just announced our partnership with the SWAC. That was a new relationship we built. So that gave us a lot of access now in the southernmost part of our region, the United States, where we didn't necessarily have that much access. But now we're heavily involved with the SWAC. We work with Coach Prime. Coach Prime and I are really good friends. We've done a tremendous amount of activations with him. And
that's Deion Sanders.
His team, Deion. Coach Prime. I'm calling Coach Prime. Yeah, Coach Prime. That's my man. That's my guy. But things like that. So those are all the things that are next level. The partnerships, the collaborations. Shaquille O'Neal Foundation. He's been big for us in the Pepsi Stronger Together space. He's done tremendous work with us. We've leaned in with him at a number of different causes just in the last year and change. And so we want to keep going. I mean, we're only getting started. And it starts with these collaborations that are on the ground. We got a great call it air game, a great strategy, but the ground game is the most important because that's where you touch the people and that's where you put the smiles on the faces.
But this is a perfect example, real quick. This is a perfect example how big businesses should really infuse their resources and support into small businesses because what's happening is your support and your dollars to help these growing small-owned, women-owned, Black-owned businesses will help them to be better, right? And when they become better, it creates a bigger ecosystem, right? So now in Black-owned companies, they can get paid better, right? Better benefits, scaling companies, more businesses that sustain, more Black people can get approved for more loans. There is such a ripple effect when big corporations help those smaller businesses come up. And the fact that y'all are doing it, I really want other big businesses to follow suit.
And what I really like is it's writing the check, but also having the ground game. I feel I take a lot of pride. We have the ground game. We have a very strong ground game.
It's you, though, because even at the assembly, when I first met you, we sitting there listening to Derrick, and I'm like, hold up. Yeah, president of Pepsi? Black man?
No, but he's there.
I'm not
there.
I'm not.
He's swag surfing.
No, but I'm not.
Okay.
No, but literally, when I first met him,
I like the bucket hat. You got a bucket hat, right?
I had to literally, I had to take this in, and I'm sitting there at the assembly. We had this business assembly, and he talking. I had to raise my hand. I'm like, hey, listen, we the two biggest businesses right now in Atlanta. right now, why we ain't got no Pepsi deal? And I'm looking at him like, yeah, I said this because if I gotta bite my tongue, my life is now gonna stay stagnant, and I want more. I'm a dreamer, so I'm not gonna get to the room and don't speak what's on my mind. And when I tell you,
He
this
kept his
brother,
word.
he put his money where his mouth is. Next week, what was it, a week later?
Yeah, right in Atlanta.
Yeah,
in the
it was
stores.
like
eating egg rolls, man. Yeah, egg rolls. Yeah.
It's like he
I had a one night stand. I think I had a one night stand, and I had the Philly
he came to
egg
see
roll,
us,
man.
but he came to see us because it was just like you can, and I'm sure Envy, and I'm sure you go through this too. You can deliver a message to somebody, and it go one ear out the other. They say I got you, but when I mean,
That's
this
what you
brother
call
really
doing the work.
stood beside us every step of the way. Like I just did Hampton, and we're about to do the Florida Classic, and we're about to be a part of a fund of $100 million to keep that going. And we are actually a part of the program and not just one initiative. And Pepsi, I drinking Pepsi, so it's a real plus for me coming from Philly.
And I want to take time to promote this Dig In platform because it's really big. We're trying to drive $100 million of sales and revenues through Black-owned restaurants nationally, right? So Pepsi created this Dig In platform. We create a lot of support, awareness for Black-owned restaurants. November 6th is Dig In Day. So we're encouraging everybody across America, go out and support a Black-owned restaurant that
Absolutely.
day. You can upload
definitely
your receipts
support
on you can upload your receipts on diginpassport.com. So if you're a consumer, go to the restaurant, show your support, upload your receipt. It can track your dollars along the way to show your contribution towards $100 million we hope to get over a number of years.
And it's so many, y'all. Like, it's so many Black-owned restaurants
Absolutely.
and businesses. Like,
There are many of them.
Shout out to Country Cook in Philly. She give back to the community. I had to give it to
like-
Country Cook. And shout out to Milano from my city. Shout out to the Gathering Spot. The
Like,
brother is he on
it's-
fire right now.
it's
Let's give a
so
shout out to
many
all of them.
Village
Yeah.
Market, all of
Right.
them.
All
like,
of them. Shout out to
support
all of them.
Black colleges. There's so
Absolutely.
many. So even though we here and we're coming as restaurants, like we come as one, but we stand as 10,000.
Right.
You know how many
Absolutely.
local
Yeah.
businesses feel like they made it because two restaurant owners made it to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Big
saying?
time.
Like Spiritual Word and all of these other businesses feel like they got a step closer because we got here. Like this ain't just an interview.
Right, and
You
to
know what I'm
inspire
saying?
young kids who
Yeah.
might have never even thought they could do it.
Yeah.
And then they see you and they're like, that's something I could.
But do it in this way, like we are not your average CEOs, right? Like we
Podcast.
raw on the tongue, like we regular, like we from round the way. What's up? But we get the business and
Nah,
we get
facts.
things done. And
Y'all
like
some
we,
badasses, though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Now,
Much
that.
before
respect,
we get
much
up out of here,
love.
we're going to do a taste test to see if you really know the difference. No, I'm just joking. We appreciate you guys for joining us, and thank you so
Nah,
much. Keep
thank y'all.
inspiring, man. We
All
really
right.
do appreciate you
Dig In
guys.
Day, November 6th, man. Let's all support for the Black-owned restaurants out there, man. Thanks for
Thank
what you
you.
all do at
Thank
Breakfast
y'all,
Club. We
man.
appreciate
Appreciate
y'all.
y'all.
Pinky Cole,
Thank you,
Derrick
Angie.
Hayes, Derrick Lewis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
And we the real HU, by the way, just so you know.
All right.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.